A shadow slips through the tall grass, a flash of fur, and two sharp eyes scan the ground ahead. You didn't imagine it. If you live in North America, chances are there's a wild predator living closer to you than you think. The bobcat. It walks the razor's edge between the familiar and the untamed, small enough to hide in plain sight, but powerful enough to rule its territory with confidence. But what makes this elusive feline so unique among its wild cousins? Let's uncover the secrets of the bobcat, the silent stalker of the wild. At first glance, the bobcat looks like a typical lynx, those tufted ears, the short bobbed tail, and that unmistakable wildcat stare. And you'd be right, the bobcat is a lynx, but not just any lynx. It's the rough and ready, street-smart cousin of the family, the one who almost ditched the snowy forests for a life that's a little warmer, a little tougher, and a lot more unpredictable. There are 4 members of the lynx family: the Eurasian lynx, the Canada lynx, the Iberian lynx, and our hero, the bobcat. They're all related, but they have taken very different paths. The Eurasian lynx is the giant of the group, powerful, secretive, and living across Europe and Asia's vast forests. The Iberian lynx, found only in Spain and Portugal, is the rarest, once nearly extinct, now making a slow comeback. And then there is the Canada lynx, the winter pro, big paws, thick fur, and an unshakable loyalty to deep snow and snowshoe hares. If you ever find yourself lucky enough to spot a bobcat, there's an easy way to tell it apart from a Canada lynx. Take a look at the tail. A lynx's tail is fully black at the tip. A bobcat's tail, on the other hand, is black only on the upper side, with white underneath. Those ear tufts are another giveaway. The lynx flaunts long tufts that can reach 2 inches, perfect for hearing in open snowy wilderness. The bobcat's tufts are shorter and subtler. Then there's the fur. The lynx wears a thick silvery coat, dense and plush, made for sub-zero winters. The bobcat's fur, meanwhile, is shorter, sleeker, and spotted, perfect camouflage for brush and dry grass. And their feet? That's a big difference too. The Canada lynx walks on oversized furry snow paws, which act like natural snowshoes. The bobcat's paws are smaller and firmer, giving it better grip on rocks, branches, and dry earth. It can handle snow for sure, just not the waist-deep kind. Bobcats can swim when necessary, though they usually prefer dry land. They can also climb trees effortlessly thanks to their razor-sharp retractable claws. Even their personalities diverge. The lynx tends to avoid humans, keeping deep in the wilderness. The bobcat, on the other hand, isn't so shy, so yes, the bobcat is a lynx, but not quite like the others. It's the southern adventurer of the family that learned to thrive in our world as well as its own. Let's talk about what the bobcat does best: hunting. Its entire world revolves around the hunt. Bobcats are crepuscular, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk. That's when they quietly stalk their prey, using keen eyesight and hearing. A bobcat can hear a mouse rustling under a layer of snow or leaves from almost 50 feet away. This cat isn't about long chases. The bobcat's weapon is patience. And when they move, it's absolutely silent. No twigs snapping, no leaves rustling. One misstep can foil the hunt. It'll crouch low, muscles tensed, eyes locked, and tail flicking slightly. Then, with lightning speed, they pounce. Sometimes they can leap up to 12 feet in a single bound. Bobcats are carnivores through and through, and their favorite meal? Rabbits and hares. Especially the eastern cottontail and snowshoe hare. They're the perfect size, abundant, and easy to stalk. The bulk of a bobcat's diet, around 70 to 90%, is made up of small to medium mammals. They also hunt squirrels, chipmunks, rats, mice, and voles, often catching several in a single night. In winter, when these small animals are scarce, bobcats may travel farther or switch targets entirely. Bobcats aren't exactly bird specialists, but they're quick and opportunistic. They'll catch quail, grouse, wild turkeys, or even songbirds if they get the chance, especially when birds are nesting or feeding on the ground. In some areas, they're known to take down deer fawns, or occasionally even weak or injured adult deer, especially during harsh winters when food is scarce. One was once documented taking down a full-grown deer, about 10 times its own weight. In warmer regions, the bobcat's menu gets even more creative: snakes, frogs, lizards, and the occasional fish. They're not aquatic hunters like otters or fishing cats, but if a bobcat spots a fish trapped in shallow water, it'll scoop it out without hesitation. A bobcat needs roughly 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat per day to stay healthy. That's roughly 1 rabbit, meaning a few successful hunts a week can keep it well fed. Their success rate in hunting small prey can reach 60 to 70%, which is incredibly high for a solitary predator. Whether it's a rabbit in the forest, a mouse under the snow, or a quail in the brush, the bobcat doesn't discriminate. It adapts. That's what makes it one of North America's most successful predators. The bobcat is about twice the size of a house cat, roughly 18 to 49 inches long, and weighing between 15 to 40 pounds. Males are typically larger than females, and some can grow surprisingly big, up to 50 pounds in northern regions. It's the smallest of all its cousins, but also the most adaptable. While the Canada lynx tiptoes through snowdrifts up north, the bobcat's range stretches from the frozen forests of Canada all the way down to the dry deserts of Mexico. Few wildcats on Earth live in such a wide range of climates. It's not that the bobcat avoids snow, it can handle it just fine. In fact, in places like Montana or the Rocky Mountains, bobcats are often seen stalking prey in temperatures well below freezing. Their fur thickens and their coats turn grayer to blend with the winter landscape. But unlike its northern cousin, the bobcat doesn't need snow to survive. While many wild animals struggle with habitat loss, bobcats have done the opposite. They've expanded. Their secret? Adaptability. When the landscape changes, it evolves its habits. They can live on rabbits in the woods or rats in the suburbs. They live in 47 out of 50 US states. That's right, from Florida swamps to California deserts, and even near cities. People sometimes spot them in suburbs, quietly trotting across backyards. In fact, in cities like Los Angeles, Denver, and Austin, security cameras often catch bobcats strolling across driveways or rooftops like they own the place. They've been spotted lounging under porches in Arizona and sneaking across golf courses in Texas. If you have a backyard with thick bushes or a quiet park, you might just be sharing space with one. Bobcats are highly territorial. Males and females each control their own area, marking it with scratches, urine, and scent glands. Males' territories can be huge, sometimes up to 40 square miles, overlapping with several females, but never with another male. They rarely fight unless another bobcat dares to cross the line. Breeding season happens in late winter, usually January through March. This is one of the few times bobcats actively seek each other out. Males roam long distances, following the scent trails of females. After a brief courtship, the female will find a den, maybe a hollow log, a cave, or an old burrow. The mother gives birth to 2 to 4 kittens after about 60 to 70 days of pregnancy. The kittens weigh less than half a pound. Within a few weeks, they start exploring, play fighting, and learning to hunt. The kittens stay with her for 8 to 11 months before venturing off on their own. Their lifespan in the wild is around 7 to 10 years, but in captivity, they can live up to 25 years. That's the bobcat, the little big cat. A master of survival, not because it's the biggest or the strongest, but because it's smart, adaptable, and stealthy. The bobcat might be a master of dry land, but have you ever seen a cat that loves the water? Meet the fishing cat, a real-life swimmer and expert fish thief. Click the video on your screen and discover how this remarkable hunter hunts with a splash. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts.